Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I wasn't planning on recording the video for you, however, I decided to because it's Christmas and many of you celebrate. I posted the wishes for all of you in the community page as well as on my Instagram, but I'm sure not all of you have seen it. To those of you who celebrate this time of the year, Christmas, because I know I have many viewers from Russia and other places like Serbia or countries that follow the Christian Orthodox calendar, which I tend to believe is the correct one, but side note from me, I wish all of you and me and all of us a Christmas that is peaceful, which is very hard nowadays in this world. I think peace is the most important thing, because if there is no peace, you cannot create anything else in your life. No happiness, no joy, no success, no prosperity, nothing really grows from a turmoil as far as when you're destabilized. So that peace, in my opinion, starts with yourself, starts with your mind, with your focus, with your decisions, with the way how you operate in your life. Because when you are at peace, your environment is also peaceful, your relationships are peaceful, and you have foundation for anything else you want to create in your life. That's why when I look at those who create this turmoil and suffering and tensions and pain in the world, those individuals, humans or not, most of them not, are the creatures that don't have peace within themselves, and they operate from a disturbance, from a discord. And that's why their reality that they want to force on humans looks like we can see pretty much on the daily basis. So I wish all of us to build this peace within ourselves, first and foremost, unshakable peace and trust in God, something bigger than yourself that supports you in this journey. And yeah, those are my wishes for all of us, because I think this is the most important. With this being said, we will start a video a little bit lighter since it's Christmas, and I will take you to a place that many of you know I absolutely love, and that I have been visiting many times in the last 2 years. And this will be the video. Let's see. Right here, it will be the video from Moscow. My first Christmas in Moscow, everyone. I've learned that I cannot really share sound in those videos because it affects the recording. It's really off. So this is my very first Christmas in Moscow 2 years ago in 2022. I was absolutely mesmerized by the place. Of course, full of snow and magic, as you can see, and beautiful lights and decorations and matryoshkas and wishes for the new year. Let me show you one more, because I know many of you don't have Instagram, so you don't follow it. But if you do, my Instagram is Anya K, right here, _44. You can follow me here. So this is beautiful Moscow, everyone. If you ever have a chance, or if you make this choice to go to Russia, I highly recommend you to do it. One of the most beautiful places I've been to, and I wish all of you to experience it. All right, so let's see what else I have for you. Let me just close this screen right here. And we will go to the topic of a place that has a lot of mysteries and secrets. But I'm not going to put my, how they say it, tinfoil hat, conspiracy hat on. I think we should dive into this land in more detail, because today we will be starting this video with Greenland. You know why? Because Greenland is a topic lately. That is due to Donald Trump. Who controls Greenland and why does Trump want to buy it? The Arctic island is not for sale, its own government and that of Denmark continues to emphasize. A very disturbing picture, actually. I don't like it. I feel like this dog is either being abused or not happy. And let's scroll down not to look at it. It's very hard to watch. Since his first term, President-elect Donald Trump has insisted that the United States should purchase Greenland, to the bewilderment of aides, that's how you say it, asked to investigate such a possibility, and despite repeated denials by top officials in Greenland and Denmark, of which the island is an autonomous territory, that it would ever be for sale at any price. As he prepares to assume office, Trump has returned to the idea, for purposes of national security and freedom throughout the world. The United States of America feels that the ownership and control of Greenland is an absolute necessity. The president-elect wrote on Truth Social, his social media platform, over the weekend, in a statement announcing his choice for ambassador to Denmark, Kenneth, I don't know how you say his last name, Howery, I think, the newly announced peak, who is a co-founder of PayPal. The Arctic island, which is roughly 3 times of the size of Texas, has a population of about 57,000 people. It is on the north of American continent to Canada's northeast, but is in practice part of Europe and is an autonomous territory of Denmark, which ruled over the island for more than 200 years and still maintains some control over its foreign policy. Greenland's Prime Minister, if I jinx the name, apologies everyone, Mute Egede, echoed previous statements from Greenland's leaders on the occasion of similar overtures from Trump during his first term. We are not for sale and will never be for sale. Egede, or Igide, I don't know how to say his name, said, "Here's what we know about Trump's call for the United States to own Greenland." Sorry guys, let me scroll down. So why does Trump want Greenland? Trump says owning the island is a national security objective for the United States. The US military has a base on the island, P2FIC space base, a strategic location for missile defense and space surveillance missions, according to the US Space Force. The base was erected in the early years of the Cold War. At well over 800,000 square miles, the island is enormous and rich with natural resources, including oil and rare earth minerals such as neodymium and dysprosium, both of which originate most often from China and Russia, according to the Royal Society of Chemistry. Just side note, I think there is much more to it than just those resources, but I'm not going to dive into this topic. I have to prepare a separate video, maybe this Sunday, about Greenland and what kind of portal is there and what's really going on, which is very loaded topic. So let's continue with this article. Very 3D, but that's what we have. Trump's idea to purchase the country during his first term was echoed by Senator Tom Cotton from Arkansas, who penned an op-ed, I don't know many of those words, in the New York Times in 2019 on the strategic benefits of purchasing Greenland, citing a 2016 attempt by China to purchase an old American naval base there and multiple Chinese attempts to construct airports on the island. Who owns Greenland? Greenland is part of Denmark, which also maintains an autonomous territory the Faroe Islands, which, by the way, and the North Atlantic, by the way, I've been to Faroe Islands, guys, believe me or not, many times. I used to work on the ferry lines, and that was one of the stops. That was actually ferry line from Faroe Islands. The island was ruled by Denmark from the early 18th century until 1979 and is largely self-ruled now, at least for local matters, according to Danish National Government website. Greenland approved the Self-Government Act in 2009, which allowed for more home rule but less defense and foreign policy issues to Denmark. The Greenlandic people have their own rights. Martin Lidegaard, a former Danish foreign minister who was the chairman of the Danish parliament's Foreign Policy Committee, told the Washington Post in 2019. So is Greenland for sale? Greenland is not for sale, nor have officials from Greenland or Denmark alluded to a potential sale. Has the United States tried to buy Greenland before? Yes. President Andrew Johnson administration commissioned a report in the 1860s that found Greenland's natural resources might make it a strategic investment, but the idea did not gain momentum. Shortly after the end of World War II, President Harry Truman's administration made a $100 million offer for the island. The idea of expanding the United States by purchasing land isn't new. In the 1803, the United States purchased 530 million acres of land from France for $15 million in what became known as the Louisiana Purchase. Almost 65 years later, the United States bought Alaska from Russia for $7.2 million. Wow, what a deal. Following negotiations led by Secretary of State William Seward. For years, skeptics called the purchase Seward's folly. Though discovery of gold deposits, the discovery of gold deposits decades later reversed those sentiments. How much would it cost to buy Greenland? In a purely hypothetical exercise, the Post estimated in 2019 that the purchase of Greenland could cost up to $1.7 trillion, given the island's industries and natural resources. Of course, it does not have a real cost if it's not for sale in the first place. So guys, this is a very, very important region in the world. Actually, let me show you on the map, because I think this is always the best way. I'm still learning. So Greenland. So here we have it. Greenland is, as you can see, we have Denmark right here. Now, Faroe Islands, by the way. Faroe Islands, we have the UK, Scotland, Faroe Islands, Iceland, and this enormous land of Greenland. And here we have the Canada, and then below the United States. Very strategic land. Not just because of let me just not continue with this topic, because I think some of you would not agree yet. I need to get more facts to present to you, or more information, because this region is very important for the humanity, let's put this way, overall. And if you would like to see, I came across this video, which is really cool. This video shows you how beautiful is there. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there are some cruise lines that go to Greenland. It looks like it's from a different planet almost, right? You know, I had a chance when I worked on the cruise ships to go to Alaska many times. I worked on the cruise lines, and I was able to see to some extent those kind of places in Alaska. It's so beautiful. But this is, of course, even more remote area in the world. So I hope, guys, you're okay with this a little bit lighter video today, free-flowing. We will end with an article from TASS and then with a comment of the day that is absolutely perfect for the video today. So, since I've wished you all peace, from Viktor Orban, from yesterday, from TASS. Hostilities in Ukraine to end in 2025, Hungary's Orban predicts. Budapest, December 24. The armed conflict in Ukraine will end in 2025, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban said in an interview with Magyar Nemzet newspaper. Viktor Orban. Quoting now Orban, the war in Ukraine will end in 2025. It will end either with a peace agreement or with the collapse of one of the belligerents, he forecasted. He recalled that America and Europe have spent about 300 billion euros on the war in Ukraine. With this money, we could have achieved a fast rise in the standard of living in all of Europe. We could have raised the entire Balkans to the level of European development. We could have curbed migration and built a completely new European defense system, but this money was wasted, Orban lamented. I don't like this word lamented. Yeah, he stated the truth. In his opinion, the hostilities in Ukraine have only led to death and destruction. Millions have left Ukraine, whose infrastructure, transportation, and energy systems have been ruined. The country will be unable to support itself economically in the foreseeable future, Orban said. Previously, the Hungarian government repeatedly stated that the Ukrainian conflict could not be resolved on the battlefield. The sole place for making peace was the negotiating table. Now Orban has confirmed that he pins hopes of achieving this goal on the upcoming inauguration of US President-elect Donald Trump, who has promised to address the situation in Ukraine. Orban believes that with Trump's return to the White House, the world will be a safer place. And on that note, I will now share comments from one of the viewers who leaves comments frequently, Elena, it's her name, and I really appreciate this comment. It's actually on the same note as the last article. This is from my last video. This is from this video, everyone. 500 million euros bribe offered by Zelensky. By the way, he actually confirmed this in a recording, which you can see. And on the note of Greenland, before we go to the comment, I think that Denmark now wants to spend 1.2 or 1.8 billion dollars to for militarization of Greenland, something like that. So we have another project. So this comment here from Elena Shevchenko, who I read your comment at least once, if not twice, and I always appreciate it because that's how we share the knowledge with one another. Dear Anna, my relatives live in Kiev, and they told me that most Ukrainians would not mind if the Russians captured Kiev, but kicked out Zelensky and all the oligarchs in Ukraine. Everyone is tired of the war, and in Kiev, there are many deserters who ran away from the front, who are hiding and waiting for the Russians. And no one cares, right? All they do is just keep on pushing them into this pointless waste of human lives. At this point, absolutely pointless. With this being said, everyone, I want to again wish you a great Christmas, and I hope that this a little bit laid back format today was a little bit less tense, not so low vibrational as the news unfortunately are lately. And make sure to check out my Instagram, follow me there, and if you would like to support my work on Patreon, locals, or via PayPal, I appreciate it very much. If this brings you any value, hit the like, subscribe, share, and comment. And with this being said, lots of love. And remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. Bye everyone. See you in another video.